Jim Rogers explains why America is entering a horrific financial crisis. Are you worried about the state of the economy and the potential for a financial crisis? You're not alone. Many experts and analysts have been sounding the alarm for years, and one of the most prominent voices in the industry is none other than legendary investor and economist Jim Rogers. In this video, Jim lays out his case for why he believes America is on the brink of a horrific financial crisis, one that could be even worse than the Great Recession of 2008. He delves into the underlying economic factors and structural issues that have been building for decades, and explains how they are now coming to a head in a perfect storm of financial turmoil. Whether you're an experienced investor or just starting to think about your financial future, this video is a must-watch. Jim's analysis is both compelling and eye-opening, and his advice is invaluable. So if you want to be informed, be prepared and be ahead of the curve. Jim Rogers is an American businessman, investor, and financial commentator. He is the chairman of Rogers Holdings and Beeland Interests, Incorporated. He is also the author of several books, including Adventure Capitalist and A Bull in China, in which he shares his insights on investing and the global economy. Rogers began his career working at the investment bank Arnhold and S. Bleichroeder, where he met George Soros. Together, they formed the Quantum Fund, which was one of the first truly global investment funds. The fund had an impressive track record, delivering returns of over 4,200% over a 10-year period. After retiring from the Quantum Fund, Rogers traveled around the world on his motorcycle, covering more than 100,000 miles through 6 continents. This journey inspired him to write Investment Biker, a book that shares his experiences and insights from his travels. In the following years, Rogers has been a vocal advocate of commodities investing and has been bullish on the long-term prospects for the Chinese economy. He is also a frequent guest on financial news programs, where he provides commentary on the global economy and markets. Jim Rogers is considered by many to be a financial expert, and his investment advice is followed by many people. He is also known for his strong views on the economic issues and is considered to be a value investor. Jim Rogers, a billionaire investor, stated on CNBC's Closing Bell that he is shorting the debt of the United States government as a result of the creation of large quantities of money by the Federal Reserve and, more recently, the Bank of Japan. Rogers made this statement because the Federal Reserve and the Bank of Japan have both been printing money. According to what Rogers has indicated, everything that is taking place at the present moment is entirely fake. At this very moment, the Federal Reserve is churning out brand new money at a dizzying speed. The Bank of Japan has said that they want to print an unconstrained quantity of new currency. He used the word outrageous to describe the monetary stimulus that was being supplied by the Fed. As a direct consequence of all of this new money being created, Rogers has a negative outlook on the market for U.S. Treasury securities. He said that he is shorting government bonds, and he thinks that his bets will be beneficial if it turns out that this is the end of the 30-year bond bull market. He stated that he is betting that the bond market will fall into a bear market. In particular, he said both short-term and long-term debt issued by the United States government should be sold at the present time. He went on to explain that stocks may go up as well, but I don't see how this will maintain for very long, which was his continuation of his previous statement. Rogers is pessimistic about the stock market in the United States and has said that he has been short Apple since the fall. He also believes that interest rates will rise. On the other hand, he feels that there are more opportunities in both Russia and Japan. He claims that the Bank of Japan's strategy of printing more money is detrimental to the economy of the whole world, despite the fact that it is contributing to the development of the markets. Rogers characterized the increase in the value of the stock market as being over the sky, despite the fact that the value of the yen had decreased, and while the Federal Reserve is also printing money through its quantitative easing program. Rogers pointed out that the U.S. equity market is flirting with all-time highs, while Japanese stocks are down 75% from their all-time high. This is in contrast to the situation in Japan, where stocks are down 75% from their all-time high. The present situation on the Japanese stock market may be described as a bear market. The phrase, "I hope I'm buying cheap and selling high," was how he conveyed his sense of optimism. Even if the value of the yen was plummeting and the Japanese central bank was continuously producing new currency, he was at a loss to understand why the Japanese market could more than double in size. As a method for taking part in the Japanese market, Rogers proposed making use of the currency-neutral exchange-traded fund known as the Wisdom Tree Japan Hedged ETF. In addition to this, it is the first time in his professional life that he has a positive view of Russia. The market in Russia remains unloved despite the country's current process of reform. Rogers is simultaneously putting money into the stock market, bond markets, and currency markets. If the United States Federal Reserve decides to increase the benchmark interest rate by 75 basis points, the renowned financial analyst Jim Rogers predicts that the market would likely interpret this action as good news. This is due to the fact that a rapid increase in interest rates may give investors the impression that the worst is behind them. On the other hand, he warned that we have not yet seen the worst of it. According to Rogers, the present bear market in the United States may be the worst bear market he has seen in his lifetime, which means that stock values in the United States might drop far more in the next days and weeks. The present policies of the Federal Reserve will be discussed during a meeting of the Federal Reserve of the United States that will begin today and continue for the next 2 days. The stock market has been on an upward trend for the previous 12 to 13 years, which is the longest such streak in the history of the United States, and a bear market is long overdue. According to Rogers, the author of the book Street Smarts, Adventures on the Road and in the Markets, he has a very negative outlook on the way things are going in the world today. In an interview with ET Now, Rogers said that the stock market in many countries was trading at very high prices, and now that inflation has returned, interest rates had to be raised at some point because they had no other alternative. Bear markets have always been a part of our history, and they will continue to be a part of it even if we are very close to entering another one. Even though I am not trying to scare anybody by saying this, I am just stating a fact. Things are only going to get worse from here on out, Rogers commented. When there is a big level of pessimism, there is often a huge rally when some good news emerges. According to Rogers, if everything stays the same, there is a chance that there may be peace in Ukraine. But that would be the ultimate rally. However, if things remain as they are, there is also a chance that there could not be peace. According to Rogers, a worldwide bear market took place in 2008 as a direct result of growing levels of debt. Since that time, the levels of debt have significantly increased all across the globe, including but not limited to Europe, the United States of America, Japan, and India. This may be the worst bear market I've ever seen in my lifetime, which means that it will decline by a big amount during the next several days. Do I like it? No. Having said that, I can't avoid the reality of the situation, Rogers stated. Rogers claims that he has a large amount of dollars in his possession, not because the dollar is a reliable currency, but rather because many people see the dollar as a refuge of stability in times of unrest. He continued, saying, "I hope I am clever enough to get out when the dollar gets inflated, when it turns into a bubble. A bubble will form once the value of the currency rises to an unsustainable level." According to Rogers, it is not beneficial to a large number of countries when the price of petroleum rises over the ceiling. But it is beneficial to a large number of countries now that a large number of countries have ceased running coal mines and nuclear generating plants. There must be a bull market in oil, and it is feasible that it may run for a considerably longer period of time than what the market estimates for its duration. Rogers has said that he does not possess any cryptocurrencies and has no intentions to do so in the future, despite the fact that the price of cryptocurrencies has dropped significantly. Thank you for watching this video on the topic of. We hope that the information and insights shared by Jim Rogers have helped you to better understand the current economic climate and the potential risks and opportunities that lie ahead. It's important to remember that no one can predict the future with 100% certainty, and that every individual's financial situation is unique. Therefore, it's crucial to do your own research and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. If you found this video informative and valuable, please hit the like button and consider subscribing to our channel for more content on economics and finance. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family, as knowledge is power, and the more people who are informed, the better equipped we will be to navigate the financial challenges of the future.